Instagram Live with Tiana today. Instagram Live with Tiana today. And Brodie, oh yeah, she is joining me today. If you want to know, you got to tune in. Okay, drop a heart if you're here. If you're ready to greenlight your own life. I know that's right. Oh wow, I just did that whole copy and paste thing. Okay, hello everyone. I just found a new trick on my phone and my computer, and you just witnessed me seeing that. Anyway, today we are going to have an incredible special guest, Brodie. She is coming in to chat with me about Creative Director Pro Academy. What has it done to her life? How is she creating new things for herself? Talking about that process. And then she's a specialty casting queen. There is not a lot out there because I have looked for specialty performers, and to find someone like her who really knows the ins and outs of that world is great to hear from, because these niche talented people are hard to find. So she is going to really give us the inside scoop about that. If you are curious about Creative Director Pro Academy and you want to apply before this Saturday, because why? You get early bird savings and you also get all access to the CDPA community, but you're going to find out here why that is so incredible. I think Brodie is almost joining us, and I can't wait. So here we go. Cheers to you guys. It's a gloomy day. Is it a gloomy day for you guys too? Hi. Hey. How are you?
So great. How are you?
Oh my gosh. We have been in each other's orbit for a few years now, and I just love that we're doing this now. We actually went live on TikTok by accident once.
Your birthday.
Yeah, we did, girlfriend. And now I get to do it again. Thank you so much for joining me.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Of course. I was just telling them how you are the specialty casting queen, and I learned that that's your skill set because we did that on Masked Singer together. I hired you to be a fantastic sway pole performer, but then you're like, yeah, but I dance too, which you just told me, I think a couple days ago, that's not always the case.
What do you mean?
To be an aerialist, to be a specialty performer and a dancer, like you are all encompassing.
Yeah. A lot of people do one or the other. A lot of specialty performers don't dance.
And so what did you start with?
I started with dance. Yeah. I've been dancing since I was 3, professionally since I was 19. And I was working on a cruise ship. I was dancing on a cruise ship for Norwegian, and we got to learn aerial. We didn't have to perform it, but during our rehearsal process, we had to learn. And I was like super about it. And then we had the choice to perform it or not. And I fell in love with it personally. A lot of my castmates didn't like it at all. So they just never ended up performing it. But I was like, put me in, coach. I'm ready. I loved it. I was really good at it because I used to be a gymnast as well, competitive gymnast when I was a kid. And so I love being upside down. I love flipping. I love turning, all of it. And so, yeah, that started my journey back in I think I was like 16. Like it's been almost 10 years of my aerial journey. So
yes, you go. It requires so much strength.
It really does. It really does. But a lot of people, their story is that they grew up in the circus. Like a lot of aerialists are circus kids. They're multi-generational and they like just do aerial or just fire or whatever their specialty is. But yeah, it's very rare to be multifaceted in that space.
Yeah, I'm lucky to know, I think, a few of you who are multifaceted in that way. And you can tell that your grace not just like happens on stage, but also in the air. Like I'm not taking away from people who don't do both, but I think the ones that can do both really do shine when that is a part of your whole skill set.
I completely agree. I think it's really night and day. And I think it's a superpower really, because it's like you have so many different things that you can showcase, your grace, your feet. Like some people, sometimes they only have the strength and that's great. They can do the power moves. They're like super athletes, but then sometimes it's like, I don't want to look at your feet. Like you got to extend all the way, straighten those legs, but it's just, it just depends on what you want, what you're looking for, what the show calls for, what, the job calls for. But yeah, it's really cool. A lot of dancers are starting to dabble it is getting like a bigger community. And
Yeah.
so that's cool. Like people just want to learn and explore, and it's such a good workout. I recommend that everyone just try it. It'll kick your ass for sure.
And you're gonna,
A fun one.
when I did, I dabbled. Okay, I dabbled a little bit. I learned swing, but I had to learn on the silks first. And I just remember my shoulders being the strongest I've ever experienced in my whole life. My core was locked in, and just being carefree and just being in control of my body in that way really did kind of open my eyes to not just like the ballet and the jazz and everything that we are conditioned to learning as we grow up, but then taking it to that level, it really expanded my mind, you know? And I love that Danielle hired you. Can we talk about this? So Danielle, a fellow member of the academy and the community, and you guys know each other from years ago, but reconnected in this space. She called you because she's directing a music video. Tell me how that went.
Yeah, she just texted me one day and she was like, "Hey, are you available? We need a aerialist and I think you'd be perfect." And it was one of her indie artists that she works with all the time.
Yeah.
She's working with the best artists. Like it's so cool to watch her grow. But yeah, she was like, "We're looking for something special and I think you'd be perfect, and he loves your Instagram, so I think, if you're available, we would love to have you." And I was like, "What's the rate?" Always the first question. Always the first question. You gotta make sure you're gonna be taken care of. But it was in alignment, it was good, and I was available that day. So it was actually really nice because I got to educate her on a lot of things. She was
Okay.
like, "Okay, so like how does this work? Like what do you need?"
Yeah.
And so I taught her a little bit about rigging, and the space was in a warehouse in downtown. And
Mhm.
so I was like, sometimes if it's in a proper theater, they already have rigging available. They already have the chain motors, the winches. So you just have to make sure that you can get on their equipment. You need your own specialty insurance as a specialty performer, especially as an
Okay.
aerialist. So I provided that. But the place that they decided to have the video that they already had booked didn't have any rigging. So I had to teach her about hiring someone to bring in a rig that I could utilize. So we went with my friend, Jocelyn, who has an entertainment company. She
Okay.
brought her people in, they set up the rig. And yeah, so it was really cool. I got to teach her a little bit about like my world, because a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're just hanging from the ceiling," and they don't think about what you're hanging from or the safeties that go into it, or
Mhm.
just all the logistics. And so she was like, "There's a warehouse and there's open beams, like you can just hang from that." And I was like,
It's deeper
not
than,
exactly. I mean,
yeah.
sometimes that is the case if they're structurally sound and they're really load bearing or
Yeah.
weight bearing, but those beams weren't able to be hung from. So we had to bring in a rig, an outdoor rig. So yeah, everything worked out. She was like so amazed by the setup and just like watching them put together this contraption, and then it was like ready to be hung, and she got on my hoop before we
Okay.
started filming. She was like, "Can I get on? Like I want to try it." And I was like, "Yeah." And then she was great. She hit some lines, hit some poses. It was great. And I was like, "Wait, let me spin you." So then I was spinning and she was like, "Too fast, too
It goes
fast."
fast.
Okay, we'll slow it down. But she did really good. I feel like dancers are the best aerialists because you
Mhm.
already have that body awareness
Yeah.
that, you know, other people don't have. So I feel like dancers are the best to work with.
I want to touch on two things that you said. You got this job, one, because you have a relationship with Danielle. She knows you, trusts you, believes in your talent. And then getting this artist to trust you and like you, but not knowing you, your Instagram was the ticket for him to say yes. So that is huge. I know that people talk about it all the time, but hearing it in real time of that is how you booked this job. How do you feel about your presence on like your social media really is the resume, the digital resume for our lives at this point. And it worked.
Yeah. Honestly, it's like it's two-sided for me. My whole career, I've always booked all my jobs from my Instagram. I've booked maybe 2 jobs from auditions in my 11-year career. Yeah, it's like the power of an agent is beautiful. Sometimes they can get you into rooms that you couldn't otherwise get into. But I think the cruise ship was the first job that I booked just from showing up, my ability, and then Magic Mike Live. But I had already cultivated that career for 5 years, or that relationship for 5 years. But it was an agency job. And so they did get me into that room. But those were the only two jobs that I didn't get on my own accord from my own relationships, reputation, how I show up online.
Yeah.
So yeah, honestly, Instagram has been a huge part of my career, my entire career, or like the biggest, puzzle piece. And of course, when auditions were a thing, you still show up and make connections that way, follow each other, and then maybe you book something down the line, just direct booking because they saw your ability. Maybe you weren't right for that job at the time, but you still cultivate those relationships. But Instagram is a game changer. It's one of those things that like I used to really be so hesitant to put time and energy into it because it's just a whole nother world, but it's inevitable. Like you can't not have an Instagram these days.
You can't avoid it. And then
You can't.
knowing that you booked this job and you are yourself, you are a part of, you're a casting coordinator. So you also on the other side of it. So you've been casted and now you are the one looking for talent or connecting talent to a production company. How is that process for you? Because you need people on social media if you don't have that relationship already.
Right. Yeah, it's so interesting when people want me to send over Instagrams and I'm like, I swear they're really good for the job, but their Instagram just doesn't reflect it, you know? So it's like once you have that awareness, it's like you can see where people can, change some things up. And if
Yeah.
I am really close with someone, I'll be like, hey, throw this headshot in your story right now. You know what I mean? Sometimes people don't have stories in their highlights or headshots in their highlights, or they're like too far down the feed. And it's like someone's not going to scroll 15 minutes to see that one headshot that
No.
shows that you're right for the job. So, yeah, being on the other side, it really does teach you the importance of like maintaining your page and noticing what is the first couple scrolls, because that's what people are going to do. They're not going to scroll more
Guilty.
3 scrolls. So
Absolutely.
the importance of highlights, your stories, your pinned posts,
Yeah.
um, and also just your story for that day. Like you never know who's casting in that moment on that day. And if you're on some like political rant or like whatever it is, whatever social thing is happening at that moment, it might not be the best luck. But if
No,
you had a fire headshot, just that first story, then like maybe they would be like, I want her or I want him.
it's on all of it counts. All of it
Yeah.
counts.
All of it.
And what's so fascinating is that okay, so you and I, we connected on Messenger, hired you on as a sway pole extraordinaire. Then fast forward to you got looped in to Creative Director Pro Academy and you're a part of the community. And we talk about these things. We talk about how are you presenting yourself online in a networking situation. Like it doesn't stop with Instagram. It does your personality does carry you through to the job because it's relationships and it's your skill set. So my question to you is after doing your own thing, yes, but coming into the program and really you go all in. How has it helped you? How has it propelled your thought process into where you're at today?
Wow. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
There's so many ways that I want to be better. And I recognize that there are things that I can do better, even just with my Instagram currently today. But yeah, it's really opened my eyes to just like how people perceive you and the professionalism that goes into it and the business side. It's like, obviously, we're amazing artists and our talent speaks for itself, but that's really a small portion of
Yeah.
having a successful career because everyone's good. That's baseline, you
You're,
know?
you're here, you're good. You probably left a
Yeah.
town that you were the number one in your universe, and now you come here, everyone's top tier to some
Yeah.
degree. So it's like, how do you stand out? How do you level up? And That's just something I've really tried to enforce and like really give you guys the mindset to see your full potential and push beyond just that skill set.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's really cool when other people can recognize things in you that you don't necessarily see in yourself. Like, I feel like you are such an amazing person for that because
Thank you.
you speak life into people. And it's like, okay, you see that in me. That must be true. Even though I feel like I'm slacking sometimes, or I feel like I could be better, or I feel like some people in the program, like my peers, are really excelling in that. And I'm taking notes from them and trying to apply it and be better for myself. So, yeah, I think there's like so much power in being a part of a community of really heavy hitters
Yeah.
because they can bring out things in you that you didn't necessarily see before.
Absolutely. And talking about being in that space, when you started, you're like, I want to create something. And do you feel comfortable talking about what you want to create and like where you're
Yeah.
going to go with that and how this all helped you really zone in?
Yeah, I would love to talk about it. Yeah,
Okay.
so I was following you since the Masked Singer, stalking you as we do on Instagram. And then I saw that you had this academy and were teaching people about creative direction. And
Mhm.
creative direction was something that I always wanted to tap into. I just didn't know how, as none of us do. And I just wanted to learn from you. I was like, I just want to be a part of her world because you were such an amazing leader on The Masked Singer, and it really trickled down into the culture of the whole environment. And so I was just like, I need to learn from her. Who else is going to teach me these skills other than the Tiana? So I was like, count me in. I set up the consultation, and then the rest is history. But I went into it with a specific goal of, yeah, and I told you about it. Yeah, I wanted to do a film. My original idea was a film. I wanted to create like a 30-minute to an hour dance film, just showcasing all of my different skills because I do a million different things, all the different styles, all the different specialties, just all the things. And after I did the program, I realized the power of live performance and how much live performance is such a huge part of my self-expression. And I do love film. I do. I think there's a time and a place, but it made me realize that what I want to produce is a live performance. And yeah, and it's going to have elements of film as well. Yeah, I'm doing a one-woman show. It's just me.
Girl.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super exciting. Yeah, I want to just be in the spotlight. I want to be seen. I want to just express in all the different ways that I express. And of course, I think a whole hour would be extremely exhausting. So I'm going to pre-tape a lot of it and have little segments that are live.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be aerial. It's going to be fire dancing. It's going to be dancing. It's going to be a little bit of spoken word. It's going to be modeling. It's going to be acting. It's going to be just, it's going to be a vibe. It's going to be great.
I'm so excited for the show. I told you, I will be in the front row with my flowers, just throwing them at your feet because
VIP.
VIP girl, because I cannot wait to see this come to life because I know that you're everything that you do is just it's just magical. It's magnetic. Like you are an incredible performer. And so I can only imagine what this show is. And with the pre-filmed content, like, yeah, you in the program we learn this is what you need for screen content. All these things need to be taken into consideration. And now you're looking for a venue. I mean, the process has to be a little bit like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this, but you're doing it.
The process was definitely, oh my gosh, I'm doing it, like for sure. But I do think doing the program and being in the community has taught me so many valuable lessons along the way. Really, I dove in not knowing what I was going to learn, and I learned even more than I ever imagined, with lighting and screen content and
Mm.
stage plots and scenic and just all of these things that like obviously come into play for a live performance. But I just had never had to think about those things because I was just a performer, you know?
Yeah.
And all of that is already taken care of. And I'm just going to do the steps.
Right.
And so it's like, it's a whole other world when you have to think about all of it. And I had a moment where I was like, maybe I should hire a team. Maybe I should maybe I should have a producer and a director and a creative director. And I was like, no, like I have all these skills and I want to showcase all these skills and I have the ability to do it all myself. And I'm really excited to just see what happens. What I see in here is fire. It's so good, but I just need to make it happen. It's like we talk about in the program and in the community, it's like you have the vision, but how do you relay that vision to other people to get things done? And then how do you execute that vision? So
Totally.
yeah,
And you
it's all things.
And you don't just so you know, you don't have to do it all by yourself. You have us in the community to support this vision, and that's what's so cool about this is it's like how do we all lift each other up? How can we all give you the support that you need to get this off the ground? And the beautiful thing about it is everyone's kind of retaining all this information together, so you know that everyone's on the same playing field as opposed to you having to teach anybody.
That's so true.
You
Yeah.
know what I
So
mean?
right. Yeah. I feel like I will utilize our community members in terms of like maybe even making a deck or resourcing like, screen content stuff for a vision board or, just things like that. But
Yeah.
yeah. Or
You
even
know,
like stage managers. Like I'm gonna need someone to like,
produce
yeah.
things.
Yeah.
We're here to support. You said put me in, coach, and I'm saying put me in, coach.
No, I want you to watch. You're not drinking. You're not working that day. You are enjoying with a cocktail in hand. Oh, wait, you stopped drinking. I love that for you.
Mocktail.
Yes, mocktail.
You see this chin, honey? Cannot
Hydrating,
drink.
thriving.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I am so stoked about all of this. And I know that we talked about prior, like what do we want to catch up on? Okay, my other question for you is going back to the specialty coordinating. How are you managing all of this? How are you managing? You are literally performing, casting. You're working in production with Switch Events. You are creating your own show. Are you taking time for yourself to like decompress? Like what is happening? And you're traveling all the time. I see you on that airplane.
I'm a traveler. My family is like the most important thing to me. So I will always make time for my family. Yeah. Yeah, I need to be better about self-care for sure.
Oh, you don't have to be better. I was just asking.
No, it's so true. That's always the first thing to go to the sideline.
Wayside.
We
I'm
we found it.
together.
You're the best. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like it's when you do a million things, you just have to figure it out. And like the whole work-life balance thing, I feel like is not a thing. I feel like it's such a fallacy because sometimes you're working a lot and you don't have a life. Sometimes you have a life and work goes to the side. Like
Yeah.
it's never going to be even.
Yeah.
And I've just kind of had to come to terms with that. But it's all like meaningful and it all brings me happiness. So it's like, even if I'm not chilling, bed rotting, watching Netflix, like I'm still fulfilled because I'm working. It's all meaningful, work that I want to be doing. Like I don't take on work that I don't want to be doing. So it's
That's
like,
good.
it's fulfilling. It's all making me happy.
Can't believe I forgot to even bring up the fact that you came in and worked with me again on Level Reforge. Hello. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the coolest thing is that when I was working on the show, I'm letting the watchers know. As a showrunner, I was like, oh my gosh, we need another support to the team. And I called you again. This is what being available and ready looks like. I think I text you at what, midnight?
It might have been midnight, but then I didn't see it until the next morning.
Right. And then the next morning you're like, I'm available. And you were on set 30 minutes later and you were taking on a new role, saying yes. And how was that? Like, what was that experience for you?
It was really cool. It was one of those things where like you're walking in and you're like, I don't know what I'm signing up for right now. Like anything could happen, but like I'm ready. I'm prepared.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just walked in with like a little bit of nerves, and then I got there and I was like, okay, Nicole's here. I'm fine. Like
Yeah.
familiar face, Tiana's here, Nicole's here, we're good.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I was just a PA, and which is great. I was running papers from point A to point B, back to point A, back to point B all day, getting those steps in. It was
Yes.
hot. It was great. I was sweating. It was wonderful. Everyone was so nice. But the biggest takeaway for me was just seeing the behind the scenes of everything, of how broadcasts work, how I was watching the lady that was doing the teleprompter
Yeah.
and how when the script would change, she would have to go in and change it. And like just all the things that I never knew were happening behind the scenes as just a performer.
Yeah.
And like obviously with like scripted television, or is it non-scripted television for Masked Singer? Non-scripted television for Masked Singer,
Unscripted. Yeah.
unscripted. How obviously there's a teleprompter and obviously people are making it happen behind the scenes. And
Yeah.
it's like, it's
You're like, who's the magician back there making all this happen? And you
yeah,
got to see in real time, there's a human making those changes in real time quickly. And so that like her attention to detail and just being quick with it, because that was a live 5 hour broadcast. But
right,
and my biggest takeaway from me, Nicole, and you were that we all said yes to something that was new and fresh for us. But you specifically had said to me, you actually told Danielle, you said to Danielle, which got back to me, you said, I would love to be on set and work with you. She told me that. And then I remember when I needed somebody, I thought, Brodie just said she wants to be on set to support in production. And if you don't speak out to the world what you desire and where you want to be, and whether it landed with Danielle, it got passed to me, I applied it, and you got into the room.
yeah. And
Like,
I learned so much once I got there. And it was
yeah,
like, it was just so cool. I love watching all the different departments do their thing.
yeah,
It's all so important. And then it makes the whole vision come together. And
absolutely.
yeah, it was just really cool. I never thought I would be in a trailer like that. You know, I was going to say in the room, but like we were in trailers.
Trailers, cute.
There was AC. Don't worry. Don't worry. There was AC. But yeah, it was just so cool. And I'm just in that space where I just want to learn as much as I can. I just want to be a sponge. It's like, it's even more fulfilling to be on the other side of things for me right now. Performing has just been all I know my whole life. And it's great and I love it. But there's just more to life. And like, there's just a whole world out there. And
Yeah.
it's so cool to learn about all the different things. And it all informs each other too.
Yeah.
And it's all just entertainment, you know? And I think being a performer for so long already puts you kind of two steps ahead when you get into the spaces because you know what's going on. You know what's
For
about
sure.
to happen. You have a level head, know how to pivot, you know how to roll with the punches, you know how to communicate with humans. Like there's just so many skills that we learn as performers that have
Yes.
nothing to do with the 1-2 step. And like it's all so valuable and it really shows when you're in other, spaces and you get to utilize those skills.
Absolutely. And I think too, a dancer, a specialty performer, all of that is very creative. But what also happens on the other side of it with the director and the showrunners and the producers, they're equally creative because it's a creative space. And so then you get to kind of meld those worlds together. But what you're talking about is that if you are ready to step up from performer to producer, there are skill sets that are already conditioned in your life with deadlines, pressure cookers, like you said, personality managing, like, okay, you're ahead of the game. And so, what I love about this world that we're building and creating is that we're just expanding mindsets and showing that the world is bigger than what we probably grew up only knowing,
Right.
you know?
True. Absolutely. Yeah. And you're a testament to that coming
Oh,
from a dance background and then conquering all of Los Angeles as you do.
yes, Los Angeles, I'll take it. Little old me in Toluca Lake. my gosh, this has been
I love you.
I love you too. Thank you for just sharing 30 minutes of your time in your day. You look gorgeous, honey.
Thank you. I had to put on a little face for Miss Tiana.
I received the face, the earrings, the tweed, honey. I feel like this is what you presented during your
Yeah.
This is the look. I know this look, honey. I live.
It's giving professional, honey.
You're giving me professional. You are the one. Thank you so much. Before we go, is there anything you want to promote or just like get out there so that people know how to stay in tune with you?
Yeah, wow. So I have a link tree. And if anyone has any specialty or casting inquiries, I have a little sign up that you can book some time with me if you want to either, if you need help with casting for something, or if you have any questions pertaining to specialty or just anything. If you want just like a moment of my time, I will give it to you. We can schedule a time. We can get on a Zoom. We can get on a phone call if that's better for you. But yeah, I just love helping our community, and I feel like we just need to be there for each other. And sometimes you just have to hop on a quick phone call and just get a question answered so you can move forward. So I always want to be that for other people because people are that for me.
Yeah.
So yeah. So if
That's
you
great.
ever have any casting specialty, any questions, the link is in my bio. What else do I want to promote?
Buzzcut Brodie.
Yes, at Buzzcut Brodie. Everything is Buzzcut Brodie. I'm lucky that I got to take like the domain, like just literally everything. So it's just the same across the board, which
Yeah.
is a blessing. But I kind of did cultivate it that way. I did a lot of research before I committed to that being my whole brand. But yeah, I'm just really excited to stay in this production realm and casting and creative direction and
I love
just
that.
the things. And then meshing my performance life into that as well.
Yes, you are.
It
You
doesn't
don't
have to be
no.
one or the other. Like
No.
it can always be both. And there's so many people that do both. And I think it's really cool to be able
You're
to do both.
You are killing it. You are showing the people how you can do it all. And I love watching and supporting. And I can't wait for this one woman show to happen. We will keep you guys all informed. And I want to say to everyone, if you are interested in applying for Creative Director Pro Academy, do it before this Saturday because not only do you get early bird sales, you also get all access to the community, which Brodie, can I say that's a deal or is that a deal?
It is such a deal.
And it won't last.
Get into it.
Get into it. Won't be the same until after Saturday. So DM me. DM me ready. You ready? Kamal says apply. DM ready, and you guys will get the. I know, and you will get the application. Thank you guys so much for your time. Have a beautiful day, Brodie, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.